Braves Country. I'm Mac Magee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball. You're listening to Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball. Hey Braves Country, this is Mac Magee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Please like and subscribe today. It's free and it helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball. Casey at the Bat by Ernest Lawrence Thayer.
Drink like me.
The outlook wasn't brilliant for the Mudville Nine that day. The score stood 4-2, but with 1 inning more to play. And when Cooney died at first, and Barrows did the same, a pall-like silence fell upon the patrons of the game. A straggling few got up to go in deep despair. The rest clung to the hope which springs eternal in the human breast. They thought, if only Casey could but get a whack at that, we'd put up even money now with Casey at the bat. But Flynn preceded Casey, as did Jimmy Blake, and the former was a hoodoo, while the latter was a cake. So upon that stricken multitude grim, melancholy sat, for there seemed but little chance of Casey getting to the bat. But Flynn let drive a single, to the wonderment of all, and Blake, the much despised, tore the cover off the ball. And when the dust had lifted, and men saw what had occurred, there was Jimmy safe at second, and Flynn a hugging third. Then from 5,000 throats and more rose a lusty yell. It rumbled through the valley, it rattled in the dell. It pounded on the mountain and recoiled upon the flat, for Casey, mighty Casey, was advancing to the bat. There was ease in Casey's manner as he stepped into his place. There was pride in Casey's bearing, and a smile lit Casey's face. And when responding to the cheers, he lightly doffed his hat. No stranger in the crowd could doubt 'twas Casey at the bat. 10,000 eyes were on him as he rubbed his hands with dirt. 5,000 tongues applauded when he wiped them on his shirt. Then while the writhing pitcher ground the ball into his hip, defiance flashed in Casey's eye, a sneer curled Casey's lip. And now the leather-covered sphere came hurtling through the air, and Casey stood a-watching it in a haughty grandeur there. Closed by the sturdy batsman, the ball unheeded sped. "That ain't my style," said Casey. "Strike one," the umpire said. From the benches black with people, there went up a muffled roar, like the beating of a storm waves on a stern and distant shore. "Kill him! Kill the umpire!" shouted someone on the stand, and it's likely they'd have killed him had not Casey raised his hand. With a smile of Christian charity, great Casey's visage shone. He stilled the rising tumult, he bade the game go on. He signaled to the pitcher, and once more the dun sphere flew. But Casey ignored it, and the umpire said, "Strike two!" "Fraud!" cried the maddened thousands, and echoed answered, "Fraud!" But one scornful look from Casey, and the audience was awed. They saw his face grow stern and cold. They saw his muscles strain. And they knew that Casey wouldn't let that ball go by again. The sneer is from Casey's lip. His teeth are clenched in hate. He pounds with cruel violence his bat upon the plate. And now the pitcher holds the ball, and now he lets it go. And now the air is shattered by the force of Casey's blow. Oh, somewhere in the favored land, the sun is shining bright. The band is playing somewhere, and somewhere hearts are light. And somewhere men are laughing, and somewhere children shout. But there is no joy in Mudville. Mighty Casey has struck out. Casey at the Bat, Ernest Lawrence Thayer, published June 3rd, 1888. San Francisco Examiner. Hey Braves Country, I'm Mac Magee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show Braves Country today just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Lineup for Braves Country by DM McGee, 2024. A is for Aaron, the Hammer and Hank, the real home run king. Take that to the bank. B is for Bobby. Cox never cowered. He'd give Blue quite an earful on his way to the showers. C is for Chipper. Don't call him Larry. He would show up in Shea, the Mets he would bury. D is for David. Justice he'd bring. A Game 6 solo brought Atlanta their ring. E is for Eddie Matthews. 512 bombs away. Lit skies from Boston to Milwaukee to the A. F is for Fred. McGriff dog-biting crime. A fire was lit the day he arrived. G is for Glavin. Southpaw winds and kicks. Changing speeds east and west. A gem in Game 6. H is for Harry and his brother George Wright. The father of baseball, Boston pennants in flight. I is for inning, ending double play. Riley to Ozzie to Olsen all day. J is for Jones. Andrew let her fly. And his gloves in center is where singles would die. K is for strikeouts. A plenty from Strider. The quads in the stash, getting swings from that slider. L is for Lopez. Javi to B-Mac. Travis and Smurf, we've been lucky to see that. M is for Mad Dog. He won 355. Could swat flies with the changeup and still bust you inside. N is for Necro. He got to the hall by bending and knuckling and floating that ball. O is for Otis. Old Nixon could fly. The catch at the wall baffled our eyes. P still for Peterson. We were all rockin' pearls. With Eddie and Jorge, we were out of this world. Q is a quandary for why Dale is not in. Murphy MVPs again and again. R is for ranking. The top pitchers lore. Remember Kid Nichols, 107 WAR. S is for Smoltzy. The big three in the hall. When the game's on the line, you give John the ball. T is for Tyler. Matzik and the gift of 2021, the entire night shift. U is for Chavez, but we say Uncle Jesse. The frames, the release, kept the batters guessing. V is Van Weeren. Skip Carey 2. Don Ernie Joe, the tales from the booth. W is Warren. Spawn Johnny Sane. They'd ride him in Boston and then pray for rain. X is Mazzoni. Yeah, X marked the spot. Leo rocked next to Bobby, and his pitchers stayed hot. Why it makes us feel young. The game's main appeal. Chopping through the battery, there's no better feel. Z is for Zip Boom Bam, Rama-Lama Ding Dong. Throughout the summer, we sing that song. From AJ to Eyeglasses and a hell of a pen. Mad Max, Uncle Charlie, win after win. A cannon from short, and RC you later. Acuna Matata, there is no one greater. Though you can't fit them all when you just A to Z. Think of your favorites in the rafters we see. I started with 3, then 10, 25, 47, 31, and of course 29. Let's not forget 21, 41, 35, the great 44, or 755, and old number 6, who led his great teams. The pennants were flying. It felt like a dream. From Boston to Milwaukee to Atlanta's TBS, a family, a tradition, Braves Country's the best. Lineup for Braves Country by DM McGee, 2024.
You're in Braves country.
Good evening, Braves country. How the hell are you? It's Max Fried night, so we're a little better. Let me take this down for a split second here. We've got Braves Orioles. You see the lineup right there. I'm going to move it up and down just for a second so you can see the entire lineup. And before I change the screen real quick, I wanted you to look at the fact that they have put Ozzie back at the number 2 spot. And Harris is leading off. This is against a right-hander. Harris is leading off. Then you've got Ozzie hitting the number 2 spot. Riley back in his 3rd spot. Once again, I don't know who M. Riley is, but yeah, you got to love some of these websites. Mr. Riley. Olsen is batting 4th and Ozuna back to the 5th spot, moving him down from 3rd. I don't love that. I honestly think if you're going to screw around with the way they're doing it, man, Ozuna should be up at the 3 spot. I want to see Ozuna hit as much as possible. I've been saying this for weeks, or at least a couple of weeks now. I don't know if I want to over exaggerate and say for weeks, like I've been doing it forever, but I believe that the Braves should be leading off Marcell Ozuna, or at least hitting him second. Because the more times you have to face his bat, the better it is for us and the worse it is for whoever they're facing. But they're going back to the assumption of back when Acuna was in the lineup and putting Ozuna down towards the bottom so that he can knock some runs in. Okay, I get that. Maybe they're trying to get someone to have to throw to Olsen. I get that. But to me, it would make a lot more sense just to move up everybody and drop. Riley's has been pathetic, and hopefully this snaps him out of it. But I don't love this. I don't love the fact that Ozuna now may only get if this pitcher goes out and shoves, we might only get 3 at bats with Ozuna. We need to have 4. We need to have, on a good night, 5. But that's what we're looking at tonight. It's going to be Harris, Ozzie, Riley, Olsen, Ozuna, and then it's a bit of a crapshoot at the bottom. We know that. You've got Duvall, then Kelnick, then Murphy and RC. And I think the only reason why Kelnick is batting below Duvall is that they don't want to put the left-handers that close to each other in the lineup so that later in the game, when you go to the bullpen, you're not going to go out there and try to bring a lefty in to wipe out 3 or 4 outs. So to me, Harris at the top of the lineup, he's got to start giving us some quality at bats. And he can do it. He's got the ability. But I'm sick and tired of hearing the excuses post game for not just from Snicker, everybody involved in the Braves organization, in the idea that these beat writers are letting them off the hook. I'm sick and tired of hearing the same junk that we hear night after night after night. And essentially what they say when the Braves go out there and get beat 4-1 is, well, that's baseball. You just can't, it's a long season. No. We are now 100 games into the season. This is no longer, that's baseball. We'll figure, or we have 100 games left in the season, excuse me. You can no longer sit there and say that. Actually, technically, I think we have 98 games left, because we're sitting here at what was that 50, 60? Okay, 99. We have 99 games left. So essentially, you're about a third through the season, a little more. And there comes a point in time where you are what your stats say you are. And right now, this isn't a good offense. We have lost 15 of our last 24 games. We're 9-15 over the last 24. And it's time to turn the page. They have got an opportunity in this series, as good as Baltimore is. And we know Baltimore is a very good baseball team, not to be taken lightly. But we are fortunate enough to dodge Corbin Burns in this, and Kyle Bradish isn't pitching either. So we've got some hittable pitchers that we're going to see the next few nights. Now, this Suarez kid, we haven't seen him yet, so I kind of imagine at the beginning it's going to be a rough going. He's got a low ERA. What's his ERA sitting at right now? I think it was just below. It's 1.83, so below 2. So he's 2-0 with a 1.83 and a 1.02. Basically, we're about to face a Ronaldo Lopez type, and Max is going to go out there and he's going to have to shove like he has the last few outings and pitch really well. But the Braves, if they're going to get to this guy, they've got to work the count. They can't keep doing the same junk over and over again. What's the old saying? You keep doing the same thing over and over again, expect different results. That's the definition of insanity. Well, right now, the Braves are crazy, because they keep doing the same damn thing over and over and over again, and we keep getting the same results. So I'm hoping the day off helped them. This is a hitter's park. Now, they have moved the fences back a little bit, but this is a hitter's park. But I was watching a national show earlier today, and they were talking about the concern of the Braves. And, of course, they were giving you all the typical national speak of, well, it's a long season, and, they're going to get it together, and they'll be there in the end. We got to start getting it together. I'm not even worried about the damn division anymore, but we got to start playing better baseball. We want to be cruising going into October and knowing that we've got a playoff spot and not fighting and grinding. Right now, as we're about to get your first pitch, remember it's an early pitch tonight and tomorrow night. That's why we're on so early. But the right now we are 3.5. There's the magic sign. Right now we're 3.5 in front of San Diego for they have the second wild card, but there's 7 losses behind us. So that's a big deal. We are 4 in front of San Francisco, but there's 6 losses behind us. Chicago 4.5, 6 losses behind us. Cincinnati 4.5, 6 losses behind us. St. Louis is 5 losses behind us. Pittsburgh 6 losses behind us. But this is where, look, Schwellenbach is pitching tomorrow. So we know that that's going to be a crapshoot. Although I think he's pitched pretty well. Tonight's a game you got to get out and win. You got to get out and win, and you need to get some runs. Let's get it. All right, let's step aside for a second, get you the matchups, the lineups, all that stuff, pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves. It's coming your way here in just a few minutes. An early start tonight and tomorrow night, 6:35, and Thursday. Keep in mind, it's 105 first pitch. All right, we'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
smoking like me. So don't try and be like me. Let's party together.
There's something kind of about a kid that's never played baseball.
Baseball is a beautiful thing. It's more beautiful in an old park. It's asymmetrical and quirky. But even in a dome with artificial turf, it's beautiful. The way the field fans out, the choreography of the sport, the pace and rhythm of it. The fact that that pace and rhythm allows for conversation and reflection and opinion and comparison.
In right field, the crowd is tormenting Strawberries, singing Darryl, Darryl. Little roller up along first, behind the man. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win.
And there's a fly ball deep to left. It's on its way. There it goes, and the Yankees are going to the World Series.
Ground ball stabbed by Folk. He has it. He underhands to first for the first time in 86 years. The Red Sox have won baseball world championship. Can you believe it?
It's a pastime, something you do. It's entertainment, something you watch. And it's a shared experience, something you talk about and read about. But you can apply those same three criteria to other things. What makes baseball special is that it's the best game that's ever been devised.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy.
Sure as God made green apples, someday the Chicago Cubs are going to be in the World Series.
A little bouncer slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it in front of Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series. Cubs win. What a lucky break. The good Lord wants the Cubs to win.
How can you not be romantic about baseball?
If baseball is about caring, about loyalty and rivalry.
Braves fans are on their feet hoping for some kind of a bleeder or a seeing-eye single. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball hit high and deep down the right field line. It's going back, back, back. Is it fair? Is it zip, boom, bam, it's gone! Ram-a-lam-a ding-dong, a 3-run shot, and your Atlanta Braves have taken a 1-1 lead. She's gone, baby!
There's a very peaceful thing. It was created and played in pastures and meadows. There's grass, there's outdoors, there's everything that people thought was American and feel about America. You get in a ballpark, and it's the wonder of walking through that dark tunnel and seeing a huge open space where men play the little boy's game.
I believe in the Church of Baseball. I've tried all the major religions and most of the minor ones. I know things. For instance, there are 108 beads in a Catholic rosary and there are 108 stitches in a baseball. I prefer metaphysics to theology. You see, there's no guilt in baseball, and it's never boring. It's a long season and you gotta trust it. I've tried them all, I really have. And the only church that truly feeds the soul day in, day out is the Church of Baseball.
Swung line drive left field. 1 run is in. Here comes Reed. Here's the throw to the plate. He is safe.
You're in Braves country.
If there's a bigger thing going on right now, I don't know what it is. We're down to one strike here. Gurriel, the last hope for the Houston Astros. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, bounced over to Dansby. Dansby fires it over to first, and here comes the dog pile. Fire the cannons in the battery. Do the chop all throughout Braves country. Pop that top. Your Atlanta Braves have won it all.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars
On a beer? 7 o'clock in the morning. Scotch?
Hey, howdy, hi, and how the hell are you? Pull up an armchair, girls and boys, and join us for Braves Country Baseball. You're listening live, and the scene is Camden Yards in Baltimore, Maryland, where we're set to bring you pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. Hi, I'm Mac Magee. Here are your starting lineups for today's action. Leading off and patrolling center field for your Atlanta Braves, it's Michael Harris II. MH2 has 5 home runs, 20 RBI, 8 stolen bases, batting .248. Ozzie Albies, batting second, playing second. 4 home runs, 30 RBI, 4 stolen bases, batting .265. Austin Riley, batting third, playing third. 3 home runs, 20 RBI, a .230 average. Matt Olson, batting cleanup with 9 home runs, 34 RBI, .239 average, and manning first base. Your designated hitter is Marcell Ozuna. He's batting fifth with 18 home runs, 55 RBI, a .312 average. Batting sixth and playing right field, it's Adam Duvall. 6 home runs, 17 RBI, batting .180. Jerry Kelnick, batting seventh, playing left. 4 homers, .265 average, 15 RBI. And batting eighth, behind home plate, it's Sean Murphy. He has 1 home run, 4 RBI, a .147 average. Batting ninth and manning short, Orlando Arcia. 6 home runs, 21 RBI, batting .230. On the mound for your Atlanta Braves, it's Max Fried Day. Mad Max is 6-2 with a 2.93 ERA, a 1.02 whip, 73 2/3 innings pitched, 67 strikeouts versus 22 walks. He's given up 53 hits and 5 home runs. He'll be going head-to-head versus Albert Suarez. Suarez is 2-0 with a 1.83 ERA, a 1.02 whip, 39 1/3 innings, 29 hits, 33 strikeouts, 11 walks, and 1 home run served. Backing up Suarez in the bottom of the first inning, it's Jordan Westburg. He's leading off and playing second with 10 home runs, 39 RBI, 6 stolen bases, batting .279. Adley Rutschman, the designated hitter, and batting second. 13 home runs, 49 RBI, 1 stolen base, batting .306. Ryan Mountcastle is batting third and playing first. He has 11 home runs, 32 RBI, 2 stolen bases, batting .280. And batting cleanup and playing right field, it's Santander. He has 14 home runs, 37 RBI, a .223 average. Austin Hayes is in left field with 2 home runs, 9 RBI, batting .211. Mateo is at short with a .246 average, 3 home runs, 13 RBI, and 10 stolen bases. And Urias is at third and batting seventh. 3 home runs, 8 RBI, a .226 clip. McCann is behind home plate with a .211 average. He has 2 home runs, 10 RBI, 1 stolen base. And Cowser is batting ninth and in center field. 7 home runs, 27 RBI, 4 stolen bases, batting .234. Calling balls and strikes behind home plate today, it's Bill Miller. First base umpire is Doug Eddings. Second base will be manned by Chad Whitson, and down the third base line, it's Malachi Moore. Atlanta Braves come in today 35-28, 16-16 on the road. Baltimore is 43-22, 21-12 at home. The Braves are minus 135 on the money line. The over-under is 7.5. Well, it's about that time. Grab you a cold one. Find you an armchair. It's Braves Orioles, game 1 of a 3-game set. Max Fried, Schwellenbach, Raylo heading to the mound to try to win one in Charm City. Tonight and tomorrow night, 6:35 first pitch. Thursday, 1:05 start. We've got the Mad Max emoji kicking for you country club members. We got to get some runs. This won't be an easy task. Get your game face on, Braves country.
Get this bus moving. Stop. Come back. Too late.
Roll call! Yeah, roll call!
You're in Braves country.
Good evening, Braves country. Hope y'all are getting ready for the Braves versus the Orioles. Man, we got to get some W's. We got to get some runs. If you haven't done it yet, put yourself in the chat. And away we go. Good evening, country club members. We've got Charlie Pittman. I'm assuming the GOAT will be here before too long. We've got Gary. We've got Edward Spry, Raymond Lanier, Robert, Nathaniel Brooks, David S., all country club members in the chat tonight. Also in Braves country, we've got John. What you talking about, Willis? We've got James, Underwater, Carter, Daniel Berry, Grandma King. What in the world? I can't read my handwriting. Let me see what this other one was. That's got to be the Carter and Brax. I don't know what in the world. Carter and Brax. Tony. If I missed anybody, jump into the chat. We'll say hi. I've got something written on my list here that I cannot make out. So I don't know what I wrote down, but I think I was trying to do two things at once. Hope y'all are having a great night, Braves country. Let's get into it. Atlanta Braves are going to be wearing their road grays, the classic road grays, Atlanta across the chest in red, Tomahawk in red, Navy outline with the numbers on the back in red, outlined in navy, the names on the back in navy. We'll be wearing our navy ball caps with the white A, matching batting helmets. We're just about set as Michael Harris II is making his way to the plate. Baltimore Orioles here in Camden Yards tonight. Baltimore will be wearing their home whites, classic home whites, Orioles across the chest in orange, outlined in black. Orange bill, the Oriole on the cap, the cartoon Oriole or on the cap that they don as their logo, on top of a white hat with a black background behind. Albert Suarez is filing his final warm-up pitches. We have not seen him. I was looking this up. The only one who has seen him at all, one at bat, 0 for 1, Marcell Ozuna. That's it. So we're going to find out first and foremost what he's got, what he's about. He's had a heck of a year so far. Suarez is 2-0 with a 1.83 ERA and a 1.02 whip. What you're going to see from Suarez tonight, he relies heavily on his four-seam, his cutter, and his change. Every once in a while flips a curveball up there. You'll see the four-seam 55% of the time, and it's a good one. Cutter 22% of the time, and the change 17% of the time. So essentially what you're talking about is those three pitches, with the four-seam being the main pitch, and the other two he goes back and forth. And every once in a while he'll flip the curveball up there just to keep you off balance. We'll talk about Max Fried when he comes to the mound, but we are just about set as Michael Harris II is standing in. He comes to home plate, says his hellos to McCann, the hind catcher, and Bill Miller, the home plate umpire. And yes, sir, it is baseball time in Braves country. First pitch on the way, 95-mile-an-hour fastball right there at the knees. It's 0-1. Braves nothing, O's nothing. Top of the first inning here in Baltimore, Maryland, Camden Yards. The 0-1 pitch. Swung on and lifted down left field side, but fouling out of play. We'll do it again. Game time temperatures were expected to be 79 degrees. 45% humidity, not much of a chance of rain, but the wind blowing in just a bit, 5 miles an hour. The 0-2, 95 outside wide, tried to get him to chase, 1-2. So a 1-2 count. Suarez comes set. Number 49 lets her fly. Down and in, cutter. That cutter had some slider type action. It's 2-2. You'll notice that last year or two, guys will throw a cutter and it'll have slider type action and vice versa. The 2-2 pitch, way out of the zone. Ball 3, 3-2. So a full count. If nothing else, Harris has worked the count full, something we have not seen from Harris recently. The 3-2 pitch, payoff pitch on the way, swing, and that ball's popped up high and deep, going back on the track, up against the wall. It's off the wall, baby. Here we go. Michael Harris, the second, rounding second, heading towards third in your Atlanta Braves. Have got something cooking here in the top of the first. A hanger, and he blasted off that top right field scoreboard that they have out there in right field. That's the main thing that they changed here in Camden Yards, is a tall scoreboard to keep balls in the ballpark in right field. First pitch on the way to Ozzie Albies is a drop ball curve on the outer edge, teardrop for a strike. It's 0-1. Braves nothing, O's nothing. Harris stands on third, nobody out. The infield is in, but it's more of a halfway in. The 0-1 swung on. That ball's grounded up the middle right to the shortstop, Mateo. 6-3 put out, just a little dribbler, one away. So a bat at bat by Ozzie Albies there to start the game for him. Michael Harris stands on third, one away. Austin Riley comes to the plate. Olsen on deck. First pitch on the way to Riley is a swing and a miss strike over the top of a cutter. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Righty. The pitch. Swing. Pops it up. Chase that one out of the zone. It's 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Pitch on the way to Riley. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So to my point on the pregame show, Riley does not belong at the number 3 hole. Not at this point in the season. Would have much rather had Ozuna right there. So Riley down on strikes. His struggles continue. That'll bring Matt Olson to the plate. Matt Olson, first pitch, high and inside for a ball. It's 1-0. I think I've failed to mention it. My pick to click was Olson, and the Braves a 5-1 winner. I see it on my sheet, but I don't think I said anything at the pregame, so I do apologize. The 1-0. Righty-lefty, pitch on the way, swing and a miss, 96 up top, 1-1. So Braves get Harris to third on a leadoff triple, and they're in danger of stranding the runner right there. Suarez comes set, the pitch. Swing, fists it back foul. Chase that one inside, 1-2. That was a tough pitch. A cutter that cut inside just before. That was a true cutter. So a 1-2 count. Righty, lefty. Maybe we'll get a wild pitch or an error or something. The 1-2 swung on, popped up. Lazy. Can of corn to first base. Ryan Mountcastle's laughing at Olsen as he heads back into the dugout, and that'll end the inning. Well, we get one on, but we can't get him across. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
Hey, I be wondering, like, why nobody eat banana Laffy Taffys, dog? They not bad. They really good, bro. Look at me questioning, like, how some of y'all eat banana pudding, but y'all not gonna eat a banana Laffy Taffy. Like, what's up with y'all, bro? I even know a dude that eat a banana like a dude ain't even supposed to eat a banana, and he turned down a banana Laffy Taffy. Nah, I don't even like banana like that, bro. I can't tell, you just deep-throated one. You walk in the gas station, you know they like 35 cents for singles. These be the only ones left. Then the cashier will talk about, yeah, take them. No, you're not about to treat me like you don't want them, bro. I'm about to pay for these. The moral of the story, I'm just asking y'all, like, why y'all don't like banana Laffy Taffys?
67, the Detroit Tigers with Danny McClain and Earl Wilson and Mickey Lolich. There's a chance that you might leave that city from a hitter's standpoint, maybe 1 for 20 or 1 for 25.
And the Tigers could hit, too. Featuring power hitter Willie Horton and future Hall of Famer Al Kaline, Detroit scored the second most runs in the American League.
You were always in trouble as a ball club when you went into Detroit.
But for sheer star power, no team could match the Minnesota Twins. On the mound, they boasted former Cy Young Award winner Dean Chance, as well as one of the best left-handers in the game, former 25-game winner Jim Cott. And when it came to hitting, their trio of Harmon Killebrew, Rod Carew, and Tony Oliva was deadly.
If you never got to see Rod Carew and Tony Oliva hit, you missed something, because Rod Carew won 7 American League batting championships, and Tony Oliva was a Rod Carew type hitter with power.
You couldn't keep those first 2 guys off base, and then you had to face Killebrew, and if you made a mistake, you could be a couple runs behind real quick.
And there it goes. It's way, way back. It's a home run, a 400-footer that sails.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. First pitch on the way from Max Fried. Mad Max fires a 4-seam fastball up top to Westberg. It's 0-1. Wind blowing in from left center into right field, about 6 miles an hour right now. The 0-1. Curveball misses outside wide, 1-1. Would have loved to have gotten a early lead for Max. If you're just joining us, a golden opportunity squandered is the 1-1. Curveball top of the zone, 1-2. Michael Harris, the second, led off with a triple. If we're here last year, that ball's out of the building. And with nobody out, Ozzie, Riley, and Olsen all failed. The 1-2 pitch, swung on. Hit hard down the third base line, but plenty foul. It's 1-2. You see this nonsense where the women's basketball team, U.S. basketball team, they left Caitlin Clark off the team. The 1-2 from Fried. Outside wide, 2-2. So a 2-2 count. Mad Max kicks and delivers. Caught, looking, strike 3. 93, kisses the black on the outer edge. 1 away. Good pitch right there by Max. Right down the line. Coasting in for a strike. So a good start by Max so far. 1 up, 1 down. First strikeout of the night for Mad Max. That'll bring Adley Rushman to the plate. First pitch to Rushman. 94 up top. It hit the zone, but Bill Miller blew the call. It's 1-0. That ball went top shelf. Rushman batting .306 with an .834 OPS, the 1-0. That one misses high, 2-0. So a 2-0 count. Free comes set, the pitch. Curveball drops in there for a strike, 2-1. Adley Rushman, 13 home runs on the year. You know, for a sport that struggles to get eyeballs on it, you would think you would want your number one star in the Olympics over there. The 2-1 misses high, 3-1. So he's definitely not getting any high pitch calls. First one that I mentioned, for those of y'all listening on radio, that was right there in the zone. The other two, you can argue, were out. The 3-1 pitch, swing, and that ball's lifted into right field. Fighting the sun, making the catch is Adam Duvall, 2 away. Two down. I thought someone put it perfectly, talking about, well, she may not be the best player for the roster, et cetera, and they put it perfectly. They said as the first pitch on to Mountcastle, swung on, banged on the ground. Riley's got it, fires her over to first, and it's a quick 3 up, 3 down, 5-3 put out. That'll end the inning. Braves nothing, Orioles nothing. We'll talk more about that when we come back here on Braves Country Radio.
I wasn't flirting. I'm naturally adorable. If you have a problem with that, take it up with God.
Garlic bread is my favorite food. I could honestly eat it for every meal, or just eat it all the time without even stopping.
You get fat.
No, why would I get fat?
Bread makes you fat.
Bread makes you fat?
Everybody grown until it's time to communicate, apologize, or tell the truth.
I think that Hamon Killebrew was the best home run hitter I ever saw. He hit 47, 48, 49 home run every year.
Oh, he really hit that. One team that would not contend in 1967 was the New York Yankees, but Mickey Mantle would give Yankee fans one memorable moment to savor as he became just the 6th player in history to hit 500 homers.
There it goes! It's out of here!
Mantle had finally become the favorite son of New Yorkers after struggling to live up to the legendary Joe DiMaggio. This was something that Red Sox outfielder Carl Yastrzemski could relate to, as he had been trying for 6 years to replace a Boston icon.
Taking over for the greatest hitter that ever lived, Ted Williams, and the pressure on him was tremendous.
Williams was very outspoken, very opinionated, very talkative. Yastrzemski, on the other hand, was kind of shy, kind of withdrawn, kind of introverted.
Being a youngster at 21 years old, I would like to have come into the big leagues, been unnoticed, and not taking Ted Williams' place or being called the next Ted Williams. I think it would have made it much easier for me.
He wasn't hitting for power. He had 300 batting averages, 1 batting titles, but the fans still weren't viewing him as this is the Yaz we expected. They wanted 30, 35 home runs, 120 RBI, plus the batting, plus everything else.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. First pitch on the way to Marcell Ozuna is down and away for a ball. It's 1-0. Braves nothing, O's nothing. Righty-righty matchup. Suarez brings it. Swing, and that ball's hammered down the third baseline, but foul evens up the count, 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Pitch on the way to the big zoo. Swing and a miss. Chase the 94 out wide. 1-2. The 1-2. Suarez comes set. The pitch. Outside wide, 2-2. Suarez, 19 pitches in so far. The right-hander swings, kicks, and deals. In the dirt. Good take by Zoo. Full count. But back to the Caitlin Clark thing, leaving her off the U.S. women's team. I mean, whoever's in charge of the marketing there is just an idiot. But they made a perfect example as the payoff pitch to Ozuna. Down and in, ball 4. He'll head on down to first, and that'll put one on, nobody out. Once again for your Atlanta Braves. We try to get this run in. But the perfect example was put, well, if you were putting together a team of the 10, 12 best golfers in the world right now, Tiger Woods isn't on that list. But you would invite him to whatever you were doing because you know eyeballs are going to follow. First pitch on the way to Duvall is right there at the edge for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. I don't really think I see the comment for it, but I don't think it's got to do with race. I think it's got to do with jealousy. The 0-1 pitch swung on, popped up high in the sky into left field. Making the catch on the run is the left fielder Hayes, 1 down. It comes down to the fact that she's come in and made more money than all of them at the beginning. And there's some jealousy there, but don't kill the golden goose, man. What are you doing? So that'll bring Jared Kelenic to the plate. Kid Kelenic takes the first pitch inside 95 miles an hour. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Righty lefty. The pitch. Outside wide 2-0. So a 2-0 count. The pitch on the way, outside wide, ball 3, 3-0. Suarez comes set, the 3-0 pitch, 95, misses outside wide. Ball 4, and Jared Kelenic will head on down to first. First and second, 1 out. Sean Murphy comes to the plate. Of course, the biggest thing that you worry about with Murphy standing there on first and second, 1 out, as he's a double play waiting to happen. So hopefully he can get the ball lifted. Ozuna at second, Kelenic at first. The first pitch. Swing and chase the fastball high and out of the zone. It's 0-1. Two on, 1 out. The 0-1 to Murphy, swings and misses at a cutter, down and away. 0-2. Led off the inning here with an Ozuna walk. Duvall popped out, and then Kid Kelenic draws a walk. The 0-2 pitch. Swing, and that ball's blasted high and deep. Going back on the track at the wall, making the catch is Hayes. Ozuna will be able to tag up. He'll go down from second to third. We'll have runners on second and third as Kid Kelenic follows behind him. But there are 2 outs. Man, oh man alive, I thought he turned on that one. Last few games, he's been hitting the ball a little harder, but in the air. Just missed that. Hoping it was at least going to get off the wall. But instead we got runners on second and third, 2 outs. Lando Arcia swings at the first pitch, chops it foul into the catcher's leg. It's 0-1. The 0-1. They're going to give McCann, the hind catcher, second to shake off that foul ball. anything that gets to the outfield should score 2 with Kelenick's speed. The 0-1 to Arcia. Righty, Suarez kicks and fires. Swing, and that ball's lifted into left field, but that's going to be right at the left fielder Hayes. He'll make the catch, and that'll end the inning. So Braves threaten again, but once again can't come through with the big hit. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
So have any of y'all fallen in love with me yet? Or do I need to post more nonsense?
So my kid's mom called me this morning and asked me if I could give her $300 to help her out with rent. And we haven't dated since 2015, so I don't normally do this kind of thing like ever, because I take care of my kids. I get them half the time. I'm a good dad, so it's not normal that I help her out with money any kind of way. And I just told her I needed a little bit to think about it, and I would call her back. And before I had a chance to call her back, her sister called me. Her sister tells me that she doesn't actually need the money for rent, and she's trying to get her new boyfriend out of jail because she wanted to be able to be close to him for his birthday. And so, that hit me some type of way, but I decided to call her anyway. I told her, come get the money, that I would help her out. I just figured, karma will bless me the way that I should be. So she came, she picked up the money. About 2 hours later, I get a call from the county jail, and I accept the charges, and it's her, and she's screaming, and she's cussing, and she's crying, and she wants to know why I gave her counterfeit money. And I told her she wanted to be close to her boyfriend for his birthday, and so, happy birthday.
Under Weaver's leadership for 14 full seasons, the Orioles would win or come in second 12 times, win 4 pennants and 1 world championship. In 1968, pitchers dominated as never before. 1 out of every 5 games played that year was a shutout. Bob Gibson was again the most fearsome performer.
2 strikes and a ball.
He pitched 13 shutouts, won 22 games, and registered the lowest ERA in the history of his league, 1.12.
Standing ovation for Bob Gibson. He has just tied a World Series record.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Max Fried comes back, fires the first pitch, 4-seam fastball to Santander. High and out of the zones, 1-0. Santander took us deep a couple of times. We saw him last year. The 1-0, Sinker right there across the belt, 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Lefty, righty, the pitch. Curveball swung on, hammered down the third base line, but foul, 1-2. If you're just joining us, the Braves have put a runner on third to lead off the first with no outs, couldn't get him in. We had runners on first and second with 1 out, couldn't get him in. The 1-2, high and out of the zone, 2-2. So a 2-2 count. Fried kicks and deals. 94 outside wide, full count. Santander with 14 home runs. The top 4 guys in the lineup for the Orioles have double-digit home runs. So you got a payoff pitch to Santander. The full count lets her go. High and out inside, ball 4. So Max Fried walks Anthony Santander. He'll head on down to first. 1 on, nobody out. That'll bring Austin Hayes to the plate. Hayes, batting .211 with 2 home runs, takes the first pitch inside for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Kicks and deals. Inside. Did he go around? They're going to check down the line. He did. First base umpire Doug Eddings calls it a strike. 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Pitch on the way from Fried. Lets her rip. Swing and a miss. Change up off the edge. 1-2. What you'll see with Max Fried tonight, he's been leaning on 7 different pitches this year. And now that we are at this point in the season, you really get a better idea of where he's trying to lean. It's a pretty straight mix of fastball, curveball, sinker, changeup, and slider. Then every once in a while, he'll throw a cutter and the sweeper. The 1-2. Swung on, grounded up the middle. That's going to be for a base hit. And it's the first base hit for the Baltimore Orioles. And they got runners on first and second and nobody out here in the bottom of the second. Hard hit worm burner in between second and short. Braves were sitting at double play depth and a little bit had Arcia playing the batter to pull a little bit, so he had no chance of getting that to that ball. Mateo batting .246 comes to the plate. He takes the first pitch up top for a strike. It's 0-1. With this lineup, and I know the Braves are aware of it, but you've got to score when you have opportunities because this is a potent lineup. It's going to be hard to keep them down. The 0-1 from Fried. Swing and fouls it away. 94-mile-an-hour fastball. 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Two on, nobody out. The 0-2 from Fried. Curveball swung on and hit hard and deep into left field, going back on the track. It's gone. Max Fried just got blasted with that hanging curveball, 3-0. And once again, Atlanta's inability to execute in the first 2 innings comes back to bite him in the rear. 2-0 your score. Knocked it out in that shallow porch that they have in left field that kind of dips in. Just got over the wall out there. Fried's going to have to go back to work and reset. A hanger in towards the bullpen. First pitch on the way. Swung on, grounded over to Fried. I don't know what he's doing. He tried to make a leaping play and throw it to first. No chance in hell of getting to that ball and getting it over to first. So you got an infield single here with Urias. You're better off just letting that ball roll and hope that it rolls foul. And it may not have rolled foul, but there's no way you're going to make that play. His momentum's taking him towards the third base dugout. He lands on his wallet. So not only does he risk getting injured, but it's a dopey attempt because you're never going to make that play. Murphy goes out there to talk to him real quick, probably just to settle him down. Give him a chance to get a breather. 1 on, nobody out. McCann, the number 8 hitter, ex-New York Met, comes to the plate. First pitch on the way to McCann is a curveball swung on and popped up into center field, making the catch is Harris. 1 away. One down. That'll bring the left-handed bat Colby Cowser to the plate. Cowser, the center fielder. Young roster here. He's just 24 years old from Houston, Texas. Colton Cowser digs in the first pitch. Fried flips it over there to first base to keep the runner close by. Cowser's from Houston, Texas, played his college ball at Sam Houston. He was the 5th overall pick in the first round in 2021 by the Orioles. Lefty-lefty matchup, 94-mile-an-hour fastball misses high and out of the zone. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Max kicks and fires. Fastball misses high and out of the zone. Ball 2, 2-0. So a 2-0 count. Max Fried was drafted by the San Diego Padres, 7th overall pick in the 2012 draft is the 2-0. Right there at the knees for a strike, 2-1. And he was traded over to Atlanta during Tommy John. He had just had Tommy John surgery. That was the big rebuild for the Braves, the 2-1. Top of the zone for a strike, 2-2. So a 2-2 count. Lefty-lefty matchup. Top of the order looming on deck. Runner on first, one out. You'd love a double play here. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him with the curveball, 2 away. Max Fried spent his entire 2016 in single-A Rome. That was after the Tommy John surgery in 2015 when they made the trade to San Diego to get Max Fried and really rebuild this roster. As the first pitch on the way to Westburg is a swing and a miss strike. It's 0-1. Braves are likely to lose Max in free agency. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Swing and a miss. Curveball down. 0-2. When that curveball's working, it's got to be the bottom of the zone. That home run that he served up, that thing was about belt high. A couple of the other curveballs that he tossed up there were in that same area, but they were a little outer edge of the plate. The 0-2. Curveball misses outside wide, 1-2. So a 1-2 count. Lefty, righty, the pitch. 95 up top. Did he go around? They check down. Doug Eddings says no dice. Evens up the count. 1 on, 2 outs. A 2-2 count. Fried comes set. The pitch. Swing, and that ball's lifted high into left field. Coming in is Kelnick. JK will make the catch, and that'll end the inning. Not for the Braves. Cough up 3. We'll be back in a flash. Top of 3. Top of the order coming to the plate.
A messy Dollar General. That's what you look like. Oh.
Sometimes I get sent out with a shopping list and my wife's like, do you want me to explain that to you? And I'm like, I think I can handle it. And then I get to the grocery store and I'm like, what is a shallot? You know what I'm saying? How many avocados is avocados? Like if I mess that up, are we going to be eating guacamole for the next week? Apples, cinnamon, tomato sauce, dill weed. What aisle is that in? Milk. That's way too vague. Okay, in my house, we go through stuff like oat milk, soy milk, rice milk, coconut milk, almond milk, every kind of milk. The only kind of milk we don't drink is milk. Okay, I don't even know what milk tastes like anymore. This is gonna take me an hour and a half to find all this stuff. I should have asked more questions.
I remember the 1968 World Series. I was 16 years old. Game 1, when he struck out the 17 Tigers, you could feel his purpose burn through a television screen from St. Louis to your living room on Long Island. in a sport that isn't supposed to manifest that degree of outward emotion. He was actually fearsome.
Just think, he's accounted for 16 of the putouts all by himself. He got it! Struck him out! A new world record of 17 strikeouts in one game.
Bob Gibson is the only pitcher to win 7 consecutive World Series starts, each of them a complete game.
And when the game was over, Gibson in the clubhouse was like no other pitcher I've ever seen. The reporters gathered around and someone said, "Were you surprised by what you did today?" And Gibson said, "I'm never surprised by anything I do."
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. First pitch on the way from Suarez to Michael Harris II. It's outside for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Kicks and fires, swing, and Harris drops set towards center field. Running in, making the catch is Cowser. One away. One down. First pitch on the way to Ozzie Albies is right there for a strike on the outer edge. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Righty lefty kicks and fires. Curveball misses down and away. 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Swing and hammers that down the line, foul. The 1-2 pitch to Ozzie is a changeup in the dirt. Evens up the count 2-2. Suarez at 38 pitches here in the top of the third inning. The 2-2. Lets her rip, swing, and that ball's lifted into right field, but right at Santander. F9 in your play card. 2 away. 2 down. Austin Riley steps in. First pitch to Riley is a cutter right there on the edge. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Swung on, roasted down the third base line, but foul, 0-2. Braves 0, Orioles 3, top of the third inning. The 0-2 to Riley. Outside wide, cutter misses 1-2. Philly leads Boston 1-0. That game's in the first. Zach Wheeler on the mound tonight for Philadelphia. The 1-2 pitch from Suarez. Down and away, 2-2. So a 2-2 count, 2 outs. Deuces wild here in the top of the third inning. The pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and Riley's down once again. Hitting way too up high in the order. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country. Braves trail 3-0.
You know, the only people that ever remember all of those holidays and weekends that you worked for your company is your actual family, not your work family. That boss that calls you family, that got a goldfish brain. You can't remember it.
Hey.
No, stop. Don't do that.
Hey, no, I gotta say something. Hey, I don't know whose kid this is over here in the produce section, but it's breaking up all the eggs, and I gotta clean this up. I'm about to drop kick his so I advise you to come get him.
Y'all, Netflix and Hulu got one more time to raise their prices before I go dust off that DVD player that's been sitting in the garage.
Fenway Park, this is not a park, this is a
factory, and the brick facade and everything, and the little red door on Yawkey Way was called Jersey Street back then. And then you walk through the gates, and you come through that little tunnel, and then all of a sudden you see the green of the seats, the green of the wall, the green of the field, and the little dirt cut out, and the proximity of the foul line to the stands, and just the closeness of the bullpens to the crowd. And it's like you go down all of a sudden on one knee and you bless yourself, and you go, thank God for making me a ball player, because it's heaven.
As a game, I think it's the most interesting game. The units of measure are easy to deal with. The connection to history is plain. You say to an avid basketball fan, what's Kareem's final point total? And what was Wilt's when Kareem passed it? What's Peyton's final yardage total? What was Jim Brown's when Peyton passed it? Even the avid football or basketball fan doesn't know, but the casual baseball fan knows all of these landmarks of history, of individual achievements, of twists and turns in the game's history. 1947 means Jackie Robinson. 1961 means Roger Maris. 1969 means Men Walked on the Moon.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Max Fried will go back to work. The first pitch on the way, 92 up top for a strike. It's 0-1. Adley Rutschman, Ryan Mountcastle, and Santander all due up in this inning. The 0-1 from Fried. 93 misses high and out of the zone, 1-1. You got a 1-1 count. Max comes set, kicks and fires. Curveball in the dirt, 2-1. So a 2-1 count. Pitch on the way. 87 up high. Ball 3-1. So Max Fried in danger walking the leadoff hitter again. That led to 3 runs last inning. The 3-1 from Fried. Up top for a strike. Evens up the count. 3-2. Red Sox have put 2 on and nobody out in the first against Zach Wheeler. The payoff pitch. Swing, pops it up. High in the sky. Drifting back, making the catch is Duvall in right field. 1 away. So 2 down. Or 1 down, excuse me. 1 down, and that'll bring Mountcastle to the plate. He's 0 for 1. Lefty righty, first pitch, swing and slaps the cutter. Foul towards the first base side. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Lets her go. Swung on. That ball's hit over towards the right side at Olsen. He'll come over. He waves off Fried. Steps on the bag. 2 down. Two down, and that'll bring Santander to the plate. Santander walked his first time up, came around to score on the home run. First pitch on the way. Fastball, top of the zone. It's 0-1. Anthony Santander, 29-year-old from Venezuela. The 0-1 pitch. Swing and fouls it away. 0-2. He was drafted in the second round by the Baltimore Orioles. Made his major league debut back in 2017. He is a free agent at the end of the year. The 0-2, Fried lets her rip. In the dirt, Cutter misses 1-2. Last year, Santander had 28 home runs, 33 in 2022. 14 already this year. The 1-2 pitch. Swing! And slices it foul down the first base side. Out of play. We'll do it again. So a 1-2 count. Pitch from Fried. Swing. Ball's hit over to short. Arcia's got it. Flips it over to first, and that'll end the inning. So 3 up, 3 down. We head to the top of the fourth. The Braves at least need to start scratching some runs across. It's 3-0 in Baltimore.
This portion of the show is being brought to you by Ed's Almost Good Beer. Remember, Ed's Almost Good Beer was brewed in God's country when God wasn't looking.
Hey, Braves Country, this is Mac Magee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Please like and subscribe today. It's free, and it helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
Darryl Strawberry has gone out to get some sunglasses, so the sun has poked through the clouds here at Wrigley, much to the delight of the fans.
There's a lot of daughters here, too.
It measures just 9 inches in circumference, weighs only about 5 ounces, and is made of cork wound with woolen yarn, covered with 2 layers of cowhide, and stitched by hand precisely 216 times. It travels 60 feet 6 inches from the pitcher's mound to home, and it can cover that distance at nearly 100 miles an hour. Along the way, it can be made to twist, spin, curve, wobble, rise, or fall away. The bat is made of turned ash, less than 42 inches long, not more than 2 3/4 inches in diameter. The batter has only a few thousandths of a second to decide to hit the ball. And yet the men who fail 7 times out of 10 are considered the game's greatest heroes.
Please like and subscribe today, youtube.com/@BravesCountry. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. First pitch on the way to Matt Olson is high and inside for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Kicks and fires. Inside, 94 misses. 2-0. Thanks for hitting that like button. The 2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss cutter down below his hands to him. Second time through the order that they've seen Suarez now. 2-1 to Olsen. Down below the knees. Good take for him. You know, not for nothing here, but seems like we're constantly going up against a pretty good pitcher we've never seen before, at least once a series. The 3-1. Swatted back foul, 3-2. But I am starting to believe some of this stuff about the baseballs. Because some of these balls they're hitting would have been gone last year. The payoff pitch to Olsen. Swung on and sliced foul back behind home plate. We'll do it again, full count. Marcell Ozuna will retrieve the foul ball. He stands on deck. In the hole is Duvall. If they keep it going, Kid Kelnick. The 3-2 pitch. Inside, ball 4. Almost got him. And instead, he'll head on down to first. You're Atlanta Braves. 1 on, nobody out. Maybe they can scratch across a couple of runs here with Marcell Ozuna coming to the dish. Ozuna, righty-righty matchup. First pitch on the way. 96 outside wide. 1-0. The 1-0. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Cutter down and away. 2-0. Of course, Major League Baseball says that the ball is, there's no difference in the ball. They went to a different cut of it, but we all know that's not true. And the big conspiracy is the 2-1 pitch, a 1-1 pitch, excuse me. This is outside wide, 2-1. You have a lot of big name bats that are going to hit the free agent market this year, and the big conspiracy is they are using a deader ball to keep the numbers down to save money in free agency. The 2-1 swing, and that ball's fouled back, slaps up against the screen behind home plate. 2-2. So a 2-2 count. But like, for instance, that ball that Murphy got a hold of earlier in the game, that's at least off the wall last year. The 2-2. Outside wide. Did he go around? They're going to say he did. I don't know about that. Strikeout rang up by Doug Eddings. Ozuna doesn't look happy about it. I'd like to see a replay before pass judgment, but Ozuna looks ticked off. Looking at the... Oh, he did not go around. That was a terrible call by Doug Eddings. He did not offer. So 1 down. Adam Duvall comes to the plate. First pitch on the way to Duvall. He's outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Chase that one well out of the zone. 1-1. So a 1-1 count. The pitch. Swung on, pops it up, foul back out of play, 1-1. 1-2 count. Duvall, who's 0 for 1, runner on first, 1 out. Yeah, 2021, you had Rosario won the NLCS MVP. Soler, the World Series MVP, is the 1-2 pitch, is swung on and fouled back again, 1-2. And if there was a MVP in the NLDS, which they did not have, but if you had one, it would have been Jock Peterson. He had a couple of really big home runs in that series. The 1-2 to Duvall. Pitch on the way. Swung on, just got a piece of that. That ball also got a piece of McCann. Man, he's getting beat up back there. He's going to have to walk that off. Something came flying off McCann. I think it was a piece of the protective gear that he wears. Maybe off the knee? Yep, there's a piece of the off his knee. Right knee. The ball shot back and kicked it off. Just a small part of it. Looks like he's going to play without it. It's a very small part there on the right side. The 1-2 to Duvall. Outside wide, 2-2. So a 2-2 count. Kelnick stands on deck. The 2-2. Flips it over to first. Because Olsen is such a such a threat to go. The 2-2. I'm surprised teams even hold him on. The pitch on the way. Swung on. Chopped back foul. Will do it again. So a 2-2 count. This will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat. Standing on deck is Kelnick. Suarez comes set. The pitch. Swing! That ball's popped up high and deep into center field, drifting back on the track. Just before the track, making the catch is Cowser. 2 away. Two down. You know, this still goes back to when you look at this game. You go out there and you get the leadoff runner to third on a triple, leadoff triple, and then nobody can get him across. And they were playing the infield about halfway. They were willing to give it up. First pitch on the way to Kelnick is swung on, hit into a lazy fly ball into center field. That'll end the inning. Olsen gets on, but no one can do anything with him. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country. 3-0 your score.
Max, a woman in my section wants to know if we do anything gluten-free. What do I tell her? Tell her she's not allergic to gluten. She's just masking an eating disorder.
1 out, nobody on. 2-2 count to Pete Rose. We've just started a wet day in Baltimore. There's a fly ball down the right field line. Tough chance. It's in for a base hit. Rose is coming for 2. It gets away from Robinson. Rose hit the dirt. And had he rounded the bag, he might have gone for 3. He thought it would be a play on him at second.
Cincinnati's Charlie Hustle, Pete Rose, and this is the way Rose plays the game. Just 150% each and every time, whether the ball is there or not.
This helpful instructional message from the National Association of People Who Have Trouble Walking and Chewing Gum at the same time. Step, chew. Step, chew. Step, chew. Step, chew.
You're going to agitate the bees. Well, I'm fine with the bees. It's the honey I don't want to agitate. Is that your end game here, honey? Yeah, I figure we keep the hive in the basement, we'll always have honey. We'll always have bees is what we'll always have. Wow! What? I think I just saw a wasp.
I think that was a wasp.
Did you see that? It looked like a wasp, right?
Is this a wasp nest?
This is a wasp nest.
I'm out!
Right.
I'm out! Yeah. I don't want to tangle with a bunch of wasps.
Hey! Do wasps make honey?
No, wasps do not make honey.
All right, well, I'm going to check it out anyway. There could be something delicious in here that wasps do make, and I want that. Walt Whitman. Brooklyn Eagle, 1846. In our sundown perambulations of late, through the outer parts of Brooklyn, we have observed several parties of youngsters playing base, a certain game of ball. Let us go forth a while and get better air in our lungs. Let us leave our close rooms. The game of ball is glorious.
You're listening to Braves Country Radio with Mac Magee, the classic call of Braves Country baseball. Welcome back. Max Fried will go back to work. First pitch on the way to Hayes is a cutter outside wide. It's 1-0. Same two teams back at it tomorrow night, 6:35. Then it's a 1:05 on Thursday, early pitch. The 1-0 swung on. That ball's going to get dropped into right center field. Cutting it off is Duvall. The runner will stop at first, so it's a leadoff single for the Orioles here in the 4th. Then we finally head back home. This is the second longest road trip of the year. Finally head back home. We'll face the Tampa Bay Rays this weekend, and then the Detroit Tigers. First pitch on the way to Mateo, who's 1 for 1. He's right there for a strike at the top of the zone. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Swung on, chopped foul. Change up off the plate, 0-2. Mateo hit the 3-run home run. It was a hanging curveball. Batting .252 on the year, 4 home runs, 16 RBI. The 0-2. Fried lets her go. Changeup misses outside wide, 1-2. If y'all missed it earlier, JT Real Muto is heading to the IL. The 1-2. Swung on, chopped over to Ozzie. Ozzie boots it, grabs it, fires it over to first. Did he get him? Doug Eddings says he did, 1 down. Would have been a chance at a double play, but Ozzie booted the ball. There won't be an error because you can't assume 2 outs, but Ozzie knows that should have been a flip to second. I don't know if they would have gotten the double play, but you definitely would have gotten the lead runner. Mateo runs pretty well, and that would have been a long double play. Runner on second, 1 out. First pitch, swing and a miss, curveball over the top by Urias. It's on 1. Urias 1 for 1. He had an infield single right after the home run. A dribbler down the third base line. The 0-1. Swing. That ball's lifted high and deep into left field. Going back on the track. Making the catch is Kelenic. He'll fire it back into the infield. The runner tags up. Goes second to third. 2 down. Two away. Lefty, righty. Free comes set. McCann the batter. The pitch. Down and in. Cutter misses. It's 1-0. McCann, the number 8 hitter. Batting .208 and a .546 OPS. James McCann, 33 years old. Drafted by the Tigers back in 2011. Played for the Tigers until 18. The White Sox until 2020. It was 1-0. High and out of the zone. 2-0. Then came over to the Mets in 2021. He was a part of that big spending spree by the New York Mets that just never panned out. None of the guys they really went out and got did a whole lot. The 2-0, curveball, teardrop, right there for a strike. It's 2-1. So a 2-1 count. Pitch on the way, swing, and that ball's chopped foul down the line, 2-2. Braves nothing, Baltimore 3. Bottom of the 4th. Runner at third, but there are 2 outs. Braves infield is back and to the left. The 2-2 pitch. Changeup misses well outside. Ball 3-2. The number 9 hitter, Cowser, stands on deck. The 3-2. McCann 0 for 1 on the day. The pitch. Caught! Looking strike 3. He got caught watching the paint dry. Froze him like a turkey. That'll end the inning. So Max gets out of it. We'll head to the top of the 5th, trailing just 3-0.
Lose some weight.
Oh, come on, Quigley. Will you don't give me that.
Look at me. 92. And I still enjoy swimming and golfing and biking, all sports.
Whoopee.
That too.
Come on, after all at your age, must be down to a handshake, huh?
Yep, before and after.
Look at that. The Hendersons are getting a new fence.
Ah, who cares? They're swingers.
I want a new fence.
Need a home loan fast? At the American Bank of Los Santos, we'll help you get the debt you need to make life easier. We'll show you how to look richer and be poorer. You need to impress people fast, not in 20 years. It's only a risk if you get into money troubles or the economy changes. Call American Bank of Los Santos. Now that the kids have moved out and have drug problems of their own, maybe it's time to install a luxury marble wet bar. American Bank of Los Santos. Why worry about tomorrow if you look inadequate today?
I love football. Who's your favorite player? I like them all. I like Aaron Rodgers. Never heard of him. He was the quarterback for the Jets. So was Aaron Rodgers. He tore his Achilles. So did Aaron Rodgers. Who else do you like? I like TJ Watt. Watt. Whatever. I also like Christopher McCaffrey. Christian. Really? Me too. I turned my life over to the Lord back in 2015.
Memorize this one. What if God ruined your plans so that your plans wouldn't ruin you?
That's so interesting that it would come out 90 feet. That somebody sat down, Mr. Cartwright or whoever, and said, hey, it ought to be 90 feet. It just sounded like a logical number. The fact of the matter is, in retrospect, if it were 88 feet, the game would be very different. Think of the plays at first base. Think of the double plays that wouldn't be completed on an 88-foot first base and second base. If it were 94 feet, we'd be throwing people out all over the place. Batting averages would drop remarkably. So if 90 feet was something somebody said, hey, that's a good number, that was a pick from heaven.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Atlanta Braves, top of the 5th inning. Sean Murphy comes to the plate. First pitch to Murph is outside wide, 94 miles an hour. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Righty, pitch on the way. Way outside wide, 95 miles an hour. Ball 2-0. Suarez starts this inning off with 67 pitches. The 2-0. Way outside wide, ball 3-0. So a 3-0 count. Standing on deck is Arcia. Harrison the hole. The 3-0. Just grabs the outer edge. Might have been a little wide, but Murph won't argue. 3-1. The 3-1. Another one just off the edge. Full count. So coming back from 3-0, Suarez works the count full. Number 49 comes set. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Chase the changeup well out of the zone. Strike 3. Carved Murphy up pretty easily there. 1 away. 1 down. That'll bring Orlando Arcia to the plate. Orlando 0 for 1, the first pitch. Down and away, it's 1-0. Sox and Phils are tied at 1, heading to the bottom of the 3rd. Washington leads Detroit 1-0 in the 4th. The 1-0. Inside. Ball 2-0. So a 2-0 count. Spins, kicks, and fires. 95 up top, 2-1. The 2-1, Suarez lets her fly right down the cut. Outer part of the plate, evens up the count, 2-2. Braves 0, Baltimore 3. The 2-2. Lets her go. Swung on, chopped over to first. And that's going to be right through the hole. Hit them where they ain't, Arcia. We got 1 on, 1 out here in the top of the 5th. Good piece of hitting by Orlando. Kind of slapped the bat out there, and they were playing him to pull. He chopped it against the defense. Westberg, the second baseman, had no chance to get over there, and your first baseman, Mountcastle, had to cover the bag. Harris comes to the plate. He's 1 for 2 at the triple. First pitch, down and away, it's 1-0. The 1-0. Righty-lefty. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Chase that 86 off the plate. 1-1. Paul Skeens is on the mound tonight for Pittsburgh. Facing St. Louis in St. Louis, the 1-1 pitch. Down and away, 2-1. So a 2-1 count. Suarez comes set. The pitch swung on, grounded over towards second, and Westberg's only got one play. He'll flip it over to first. A 4-3 put out. Arcia goes first to second on the play, 2 down. 2 down, and Ozzie Albies comes to the plate. Even you could slap a single in here. Cut this to a 3-1 lead. Start chipping away. Ozzie. Over. Open stance from the left side. The first pitch to Ozzie is off the plate wide, called for a wide strike. Bad call by home plate umpire Bill Miller, and Ozzie lets him hear it. It's 0-1. If you're watching the Braves cast, they have the screen at 1-0, but it is 0-1. The 0-1 swung on, pops it up. It's going to be an easy can of corn at third. Almost drops it. The third baseman, Urias, almost spit the bit. But regardless, Ozzie spit the bit in that at bat. We'll be back in a flash. Braves trail 3-0.
You don't like Drake? How could you not like Drake?
Who's Drake? Who's Drake?
Drake is good. I told you that Drake was bad. I hate the Drake.
Now I want to ask you about, wouldn't you rather have this name spelled G-O-O-S-H, the phonetic spelling, rather than all the S's, W's, and Z's?
Gives him some character, though.
G-W-O-S-D-Z is the spelling, but it's pronounced Goosh.
Well, his nickname is Eye Chart, and you can understand that. It's about 72 points on the Scrabble board.
Well, then he ought to make a great umpire when he retires as a player. Pitch a bit low. Goosh, he's been around. I remember that name with other teams. He's been with Walla Walla, Reno, Amarillo, Hawaii, and San Diego. That evens a counter ball and a strike.
Did you go to many games in Walla Walla?
I like the name of it. One of my favorite towns. Do you know what Walla Walla spelled backwards sounds like? Allah, Allah. You didn't know that?
No, I didn't. I learn something every day working with you.
How'd we get started on this silly stuff?
You just robbed a house. You have all this great stuff that now belongs to you, but you got this annoying pang of guilt nagging at you. Well, worry no more, because your friends at Cell Block Greeting Cards have the answer for you. Introducing our new line of petty crime thank you cards. Before you smash and grab one of our cards and leave it behind on your next heist. Choose from any of these fine heartfelt cards like,
thank you for the plasma TV.
Or,
thanks for the PlayStation, alcohol, and penny jar.
And,
don't use your toothbrush.
For a limited time, introducing,
I'm still in the house.
And many more sentimental petty crime thank you cards. Available at any back alley, shadowy parking lot, or
armchair.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Max Fried misses with the curveball. Start off the inning, it's 1-0. The 1-0. Right there on the edge, sinker, first strike, it's 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Lefty. Cowser digs in. Inside. 2-1. Braves nothing. Baltimore 3. Bottom of the fifth inning. The 2-1 pitch from Max. Swung on. Chopped off the foot of Cowser. 2-2. Top of the order looms on deck. So a 2-2 count. Pitch on the way. Curveball in the dirt, ball 3. Max Fried sitting at 68 pitches. Really can't be nibbling against the number 9 hitter on a lefty-lefty matchup when you got the top of the order due up. The payoff pitch from Fried. Swung on, grounded over to second. Ozzie's got this one clean. 4-3 put out, 1 away. One down, and the top of the order comes up Westberg and then Rushman. First pitch on the way to Westberg, the right-handed second baseman. Power hitting second baseman, misses outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. Four-seam fastball in under his hands. 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Mets lead the Marlins 2-1. The 1-1 swung on, hit hard on the ground. Arcia's got it to the knees, fires over to first, and it is a 6-3 put out. What a play by Orlando Arcia. He had to grab the ball, go to his knees, pop up, spin around, fire it over to first. He had to do it in a hurry because Westberg has got great speed, and he threw it on a dime. Got him by about a half step, maybe quarter step. Wow. And a good stretch by Olsen. 2 away. First pitch on the way to Rushman is a changeup right there at the knees. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Lefty, righty. Freed, the 75th pitch of the evening. Right there on the edge. Four-seam fastball. 0-2. Got an 0-2 count. Freed winds up and lets her fly. Swung on, banged over to third, but that'll be foul. Do it again, 0-2. Got an 0-2 count. Freed kicks and deals, swung on, grounded over to short. Arcia's got this one. The vacuum fires it over to first. 6-3 put out, and that'll end the inning. 3 up, 3 down. We'll grab the bats, the heart of the order. Coming up for your Atlanta Braves.
Oh, it is a good makeup day. And it looks like a good hair day because you can't see the grease under the hat. Pro tip.
Slide here is your ex. But if that's the call, Mike, Will, and Sam all have to know they're shifting. Open palms to post, thumbs up's a crosser, thumbs downs and out. Trevor, why don't you get up here and draw that for us?
Playing in the NFL is hard, but playing
Armchair.
fantasy football is easy.
Fantasy football time.
You won't let me draft the players I want to play. It's fantasy football, so the Hulk should be able to be on the team.
You go 14 times and only win one time. It leaves a little sting. But I've said this. I know it's going to sound weird, but I've said this. If I had to go back to the future and know what the results were going to be and trade with the Marlins, who won twice and only went twice, I wouldn't do it. At the 14 times, still thinking that maybe fate might change. Going 14 years in a row is pretty incredible.
Armchair.
It is played everywhere. In parks and playgrounds and prison yards, in back alleys and farmers' fields, by small boys and old men, raw amateurs and millionaire professionals. It is a leisurely game that demands blinding speed. The only game in which the defense has the ball. It follows the seasons, beginning each year with the fond expectancy of springtime and ending with the hard facts of autumn. Americans have played baseball for more than 200 years. While they conquered a continent, warred with one another and with enemies abroad, struggled over labor and civil rights and the meaning of freedom.
You're listening to Braves Country Radio with Mac Magee, the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back. Suarez goes back to work. The first pitch on the way, little off the edge. A call for a wide strike to Riley. It's 0-1. Braves nothing. Baltimore 3. The 0-1. 95 up high, 1-1. Philly and Boston are tied at 1 in the fourth. The 0-1. lets her rip, swing, and fouls it away. 95, 1-2. So a 1-2 count. The pitch. Swung on, lifted high and deep into right center field, going back on the track at the deepest part. Making the catch is Santander. One away. Max gave that thing a ride, almost got into the bullpen area, but just died at the warning track. One down. Matt Olson, who walked his first time up, he's 0 for 1. First pitch on the way. Outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Pitch on the way. High and inside. 95 miles an hour. Ball 2, 2-0. So a 2-0 count. The pitch. Right down the pipe, taken all the way, 2-1. The 2-1 from Suarez just misses up top, 3-1. So a 3-1 to Olson. Standing on deck is Ozuna. Suarez kicks and fires. Swing and a miss. 96 up around his hands. Full count. Matt Olson will take his time out. While he does that, we'll go ahead and, as the payoff pitch, swung on, swatted, foul back out of play. The out-of-town scoreboard looks like this. We'll try to squeeze this in. You got a full count to Olson. The pitch. Swing and fouls that 96-mile-an-hour fastball up top, 3-2. Mets lead Miami 2-1 in the third. Washington 3-0 over Detroit in the fifth. The payoff pitch. Swung on, hit hard on the ground. That's going to get through for a base hit. And your Atlanta Braves got a 1 on, 1 out. Marcell Ozuna coming to the plate. Ozuna stands in. First pitch on the way. 87-mile-an-hour cutter. Just kisses off the edge. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Righty. The pitch. Down and away. 1-1. The 1-1 to Marcell. Suarez lets her go. Swing! And that ball's hit hard into left field. That's going to get down for a base hit. We've got runners on first and second. 1 out. One swing could tie us all up. Good piece of hitting by Ozuna once again. It was his changeup, and it just hung up a little bit. Ozuna slaps it into left field. So it looks like, is that going to be it? Yep, that's it for Suarez. They're going to go get the bullpen. We'll be back in a flash. Braves threatening, trailing by 3.
I had a first date planned for Friday. I showered,
I did my hair. I looked good. And then I sat in a restaurant for a half hour waiting for him, and he never showed up. He then called me 2 hours later to let me know that his dad was in the hospital. And then he called me after that to tell me that his dad wasn't actually in the hospital and that he lied. He then proceeded to leave me about 5 or 6 additional voicemails.
It's been an hour, and I haven't really heard from you, which I don't think is very cool. I talked to my friends, and they said I should have heard something from you by now. Super honest with you, and I just don't think that it's fair that you're not calling me back. It's not cool, you know.
Not cool.
I'm starting to rethink things, and I don't know. If I don't hear from you in the next 30 minutes, I'm sorry. I just don't think it's going to work out.
I'm up. Biggest pick of the draft. 5th pick, 6th round. TJ Hoshimazode. Yes. Lock it up.
Who?
What? TJ, how's the vanilla? All right. TJ, who's your mama?
Fantasy Rule 17. Know how to pronounce your draft picks.
You mean TJ Houshmandzadeh from the Bengals?
Put him on the board. Hoshimazole. Got it. Championship.
Fantasy football time.
Fans are on their feet, rooting for Jack Morris. And he takes a little walk, and you can understand it. He doesn't want to do anything in a hurry. A pitch away from a no-hitter. One pitch. He had a 2-2 to Lazinski, and then walked him. And he is 1-2 to Kibble. Got him swinging, and he has his no-hitter.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Baltimore bullpen ranked 5th in Major League Baseball. They come in with a 3.55 ERA for the pen. First pitch was there for a strike to Duvall, 0-1. And the 0-1 pitch is well off the plate wide. They're going to say he went around, looked like might have held up. It's 0-2. The 0-2 from Webb. Another sweeper down and away, 1-2. So a 1-2 count. You may remember Jacob Webb. Webb was on the 2021 World Series championship team. He did not factor much in the playoffs, but he got them there in the end. The 1-2, swing, and fouls it back. We'll do it again. Webb comes in today with a 1.84 ERA. That sweeper is something he's developed over the offseason. The 1-2 from Webb. The pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Blew it right by Duvall. 2 away. Webb was drafted by the Atlanta Braves in 2014 out of Tabor College from Riverside, California. So 2 on, 2 out, and Kid Kelnick comes to the plate. Righty-lefty matchup. First pitch to Kelnick is high and inside, 1-0. If Kelnick can keep it going, Murphy stands on deck. RC in the hole, but there are 2 outs. Sun's starting to set here, the 1-0. Swing and a miss over the top, changeup, 1-1. A 1-1 count. Kelnick calls for time. The 1-1. Webb comes set. Down below the knees. Good take, changeup. That was a really good take by Kelnick. That looked like that was in the zone when it started off. It's 2-1. Webb throws a 4-seamer and sweeper and changeup. The 2-1. Swinging over the top, 2-2. Throws that 4-seamer 46% of the time, but when he gets 2 strikes, he leans on that sweeper and changeup. Usually changeup on the lefties, sweeper on the righties. So a 2-2 count, the pitch. Change up just below the knees. Man, was that a close take. Full count. It's one of those ones that look like a ball, but if he rings you up, you can't complain, and you got to swing the bat there. Runners will be on the move. 2 on, 2 out, the payoff pitch. Swing, and that ball's lifted high into right center field, coming over, making the catch of Santander, and that'll end the inning. Braves get 2 on, but can't push them across. It's a scoreless inning once again here in Baltimore.
5 kids, 4 of them have problems today. That's what's wrong with me.
Hey, Braves Country, this is Mac Magee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Please like and subscribe today. It's free, and it helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
But, you know, I want to say one thing in all seriousness. I feel sorry for you people that don't drink. I mean it, because when you wake up in the morning, that's as good as you're going to feel all day.
Armchair.
My son's school sent an important update. We will no longer accept DoorDash, Uber, or any other food orders sent to the school for students. Please send pre-packaged lunches or they can eat in the lunchroom. In case you all wondering, no, my son is not in high school. He's in 1st grade. What kind of lives are y'all leading? Y'all have been sending so much food through Uber Eats and DoorDash that the school had to shut it down? I don't care what y'all say. I don't want to hear nobody else come on this app and talk about how broke y'all are and y'all can't pay y'all bills.
I tell people this all the time. You might think I'm crazy when I tell you this, but the easiest place to hit the day is the big leagues. It is, and I'll tell you why. You make the big leagues. The lights are better. The umpires are better. Pitching control is better. And maybe most importantly, you're facing the same guys year after year after year. They don't get better. They don't change their philosophy.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Good news is with the offense struggling like this and the Braves playing at 6:35, we get it over with early. Fried will go back to work. Max Fried will face the middle of the order. Mountcastle takes the first pitch high and out of the zone. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Down below the knees, 2-0. So a 2-0 count. Mountcastle's 0 for 2. Fried is about to throw his 80th pitch of the night. The southpaw delivers. Swing and fouls it back, 2-1. Out of town scoreboard. Detroit is hitting a grand slam off of Mitchell Parker. So their terrible offense figured him out. It's 4-3 Detroit in the 5th. 3-1 pitch, outside wide. 2-1 pitch, outside wide, 3-1. Cleveland 3-1 over Cincinnati in the 3rd. Chicago 1-0 over Tampa Bay in the 6th, the 3-1. Nowhere near the zone, ball 4. So Max Fried walks the leadoff batter here in the 6th inning. Philly 3-1 over Boston in the 4th. Pittsburgh and St. Louis are scoreless in the 2nd. Colorado, Minnesota, 0-0 in the 3rd. Same score, Toronto, Milwaukee in the 1st. First pitch on the way is a slider right there at the knees to Santander. It's 0-1. Yankees and Kansas City just got going. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Swing, and that ball's hammered into left field. That's down for a base hit. The runner's on first and second. Nobody out. Hard hit ball just past the diving Austin Riley. So 2 on, nobody out. And Hayes, left fielder, comes to the plate. Lefty, righty, first pitch, nowhere near the zone, 95 miles an hour. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Kicks and rips. Swing. Fists it back foul. Over towards first. Olsen attempts a sliding catch right there at the dugout, but it just falls out of his glove. 1-1. He skidded, and as he bumped, it just kind of messed up his eye line to be able to hold on to that ball. Just hits off the... He had to stop short because he was about to slam into the wall over there by first base dugout. So a 1-1 count. The pitch. Swing, and that ball's hit hard into left field. Another hard hit ball. Kelnick boots it. That'll be a run. It's 4-0 Baltimore. And runners on second and third and nobody out. Max Fried getting pounded here in this inning. Man, oh man, it's falling apart at the seams. Max Fried getting roasted, and then Kelnick, who normally plays pretty good left field out there, the ball just went off his glove. I was trying to see if it took a weird hop or anything. He just misplayed it. Bottom of the 6th, nobody out. Runners on second and third, and Max Fried is headed to the showers. We'll head to the bullpen. We'll be back in a flash.
America is a nation that can be defined in a single word. I was going to put him
1-1 pitch. A long drive to right. Ramirez turns to the track. She's gone. Dave Justice, all is forgiven in Atlanta. Baerga is 0 for 3. Left center field. Grissom on the run. The team of the 90s has its world championship.
God would never let me be successful. He'll kill me first. He'll never let me be happy.
I thought you didn't believe in God.
I do for the bad things.
The ref wants to fight. See him? He's like, fight me.
Offsides.
Right, they're inside. He's like, oh.
No, he's calling offsides.
Oh, I didn't know. Cussing.
No, it's a false start.
Oh, false start. Same thing.
It's not the same thing.
Oh, okay. It's my first time. Look, power to the people.
4th down.
Oh, 4th down. I mean, that's 4th down.
Yeah, that's 4th down.
Illegal hair pull.
Illegal substitution.
Nose punch.
Face mask.
Illegal leg stretch. You can't
Roughing the kicker. Do you even watch football?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
This is for an NFL record 66 yards. On its way.
Look, he's so mad he just kicked the ball.
It's a field goal, Derek.
Ref's like, why'd you kick the ball? If I was the ref, I'd probably go talk to him. I'd probably be like, you can't just be kicking the ball because you're mad.
Yeah, I don't give a damn who you are, how much money you got. You're going to make 7 out of 10 outs and go to the Hall of Fame. What others, is it LeBron James shoots 3 out of 10? Are we buying that 26? If Tom Brady completes 3 out of 10, are we buying that 12? No. So, just accept the fact. I made 10,000 outs. I did Reggie Jackson's radio show about an hour ago. I made more outs than he got at bats. And he was the first to tell me that, by the way. Smart ass. He told me it was Mr. October. I said, hey, Reggie, listen, I was Mr. April, May, June, July, and August, and September.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. First pitch on the way from Pierce Johnson to Mateo is high into right field. The catch is made by Duvall. He fires it to home plate. The runners will stay put, 1 away. Wasn't the most accurate throw, but Santander not really known for his speed either. 2 on, 1 out. The infield is in. Pierce Johnson stands in. The first pitch, curveball, chopped foul by Urias, who's 1 for 2. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Righty, pitch on the way, down and away, 1-1. The 1-1. Pierce Johnson comes set, lets her rip, swing and a miss, curveball off the edge, 1-2. $85-mile-an-hour curveball off the edge. Pierce Johnson trying to get a strikeout, a pop out, anything. Keep this game where it's at. The infield pulled in. The 1-2 from PJ. Lets her fly. Curveball in the dirt. Trying to get her to chase that 1-2-2. So a 2-2 count. Pierce Johnson comes set, lifts the glove, and lets her go. Curveball swung on, pops it up. High in the sky. Drifting over, making the catches. Arcee, a can of corn just by the second base bag. He called off Ozzie 2 away. 2 down. That'll bring the hind catcher McCann to the plate. McCann stands in, 0 for 2. 206 batting average. First pitch, swing and a miss. Curveball down and away, it's 0-1. The 0-1. Line out and a strikeout for McCann. The pitch. Curveball down and away. That one got up a little higher. 1-1. Kyle Schwarber just hit a solo shot, giving Philadelphia a 4-1 lead in Boston. St. Louis and Pittsburgh, they're scoreless in the third. Paul Skeen's on the bump for the Buccos. The 1-1. Swing, and just got a piece of that. Dribbles it foul down the first base line. It's 1-2. So 1-2 count. Murphy, Arcee, and Harris are due up to start the 7th. Braves trail 4-0. Had several opportunities to score, just can't get the big hit. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with the curveball, and Pierce Johnson puts the fire out. We'll be back in a flash.
Better get that checked out.
I would.
What kind of a therapist are you? I'm telling you, I'm scared that something terrible's going to happen to me right away. You start looking for tumors?
I'm trying to help you.
I bet you're rooting for a tumor.
I think you better go.
No, I'm going, baby. I'm going.
Hey, Braves Country, this is Mac Magee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Please like and subscribe today. It's free, and it helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
You got anything you'd like to ask Tom before we go, CJ?
I would just ask, when you started playing well, what was the process of your mentality? Like, how did you stay on the straight and narrow? You have people reaching out and family and, like, just the world around you seems like it's spinning and you're just trying to stay focused. And
I think the important thing I really want you to realize, this is now your job. Everyone, when they come to the game, it's a vacation. It's fun for them. Oh, my God, we're here to watch, CJ play. For you, you don't bust in on your friends at their job. you don't need to be the source of people's entertainment. The memories you're going to have from a great season are fun. The games are fun. The practice, the camaraderie is fun. Trying to create fun for everybody else outside of that isn't your responsibility.
Armchair.
It's all mixed up with peanuts, tobacco juice, and a hearty feeling among the fans joshing each other. Always this raucous, good spirit. Everybody came to have a good time. That's the way I remember it. The whole stand's full of people all roaring. And I guess it's true of any sport, but in baseball, never known necessarily so instantly a whole crowd could be brought to its feet, roaring with delight over just a clean crack of a bat against the ball.
Welcome back. Sean Murphy leads us off. First pitch on the way to Murph is up top for a ball. It's 1-0. Top of the 7th inning. Braves trail 4-0. Webb back out there on the bump. The 1-0. Right there at the knees. Change up 1-1. New York leads Kansas City 2-0 in the first. The 1-1. Swing, and that ball's hammered down the left field line, but foul 1-2. So a 1-2 count. Righty. On deck, Arcia. Home plate umpire Bill Miller called time for a second. Now he's started it back up. The 1-2 from Webb. Inside. Changeup misses 2-2. They were set up outside. Missed well inside. So a 2-2 count. Murphy trying to find any way to get on the pitch. Off the plate wide. Changeup misses. Ball 3-2. JT Realmuto going to the IL as the 3-2 pitch popped up high in the sky. Easy catch for Westberg, the second baseman. One away. He's going to the IL for the Orioles. Could be gone for some time. First pitch on the way to Arcia is up top. Guess that missed inside. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Pitch on the way. Missed outside, but called for a strike. 1-1. Phillies general manager, team president Dave Dombrowski was quoted as saying, they're expecting Realmuto to miss about a month. The 1-1. Down and away. 2-1. He's going to undergo right knee meniscus surgery. Laser surgery tomorrow. They expect him to be out about a month. The 2-1 pitch. Down and away. They said he went around 2-2. That pitch was well out of the zone. Bad chase by Orlando. So a 2-1 count. 2-2 count. Top of the 7th, 1 out, the pitch. Swing, and slices it foul into the crowd. We'll do it again. Webb sitting at 22 pitches. Standing on deck is Harris. If they can get anything going, Ozzie Albies in the hole. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Lando Arcia schooled on that changeup, 2 away. It's 2 down. Michael Harris, the second, comes to the plate. Righty-lefty, the first pitch on the way. It's a fastball up top. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Webb kicks and fires. Inside, 95 miles an hour, 2-0. Harris 1 for 3, a triple in the first. He led the game off with the triple, and the Braves could not get him in. The 2-0s right down the pipe, change up for a strike, 2-1. Looks like Dylan Lee's going to come in to pitch the 7th inning for the Braves. He's warming up in the pen. The 2-1 misses, ball 3, 3-1. So a 3-1 count. Harris takes ball 4, and that'll hit him on down to first base. Looks like they may be making a change here. See what happens. The pitching coach just go up there and talk to him. He could just be buying time. It's about that time to turn back time. Yesterday, since we didn't do a game yesterday, June 10th, 1972, Hank Aaron hit his 14th grand slam, tying Gil Hodges' National League record as the Braves beat the Phillies 15-3. It was also career home run 649 for Hank, allowing him to surpass Willie Mays for second place on the all-time list. Back to the action, Ozzie Albies digs in, first pitch on the way, swung on, hit over to second, and Westberg boots it. Westberg boots it. He knocks it into foul territory, and your Atlanta Braves have runners on first and second, 2 outs, and it's time to make them pay. Shot in the arm. Hard chopper that just ate up Westberg. He kicked it into foul territory. That's going to end it for Webb. We'll be back in a flash. Pitching change in Baltimore. Braves got runners on first and second.
You won't let me draft the players I want to play. It's fantasy football, so the Hulk should be able to be on the team.
Hey, Braves Country, this is Mac Magee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Please like and subscribe today. It's free, and it helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
So I am Gen X, and my retirement plan is to pass away. So I'm not sure how many other Gen X people have that as their retirement goal, but I know that I will be working one day and fall over dead, and that's how it goes.
This portion of the show is being brought to you by The Best Things in Life, which are still free with minimum purchase at participating dealers.
Let me tell you something. If the U.S. government decides to stick a tracking device up your ass, you say thank you and God bless America.
It's the game my father taught me how to play. It's time I saw things on a level plane. Something was rolling towards me, and it said Spalding on it. I picked it up. Instinctually, we push it back. And those days, those summer days became fall days, became our Sundays together with my brothers and I, and my dad whipping off his wicked curve. I just remember how my hands hurt. At first, as I was afraid of the ball and his coaching, you know, keep your shoulder in there, don't bail out, it's not going to hurt you, you know, and that's what I remember.
You're listening to Braves. Welcome back. Pitching change. Cano comes in. First pitch on the way. It's a sinker below the knees, called for a strike. It's Cano, who was once the closer, then demoted. is now one of the setup men in the bullpen, one of the nastier pitchers you'll see. The 0-1 to Riley, swing and a miss. Swung right through that sinker. It's 0-2. Comes in with a 2.4 ERA, 30 innings. 1-2-3 whip. The 0-2. High and out of the zone, 1-2. First and second, 2 outs. Top of the 7th inning. The 1-2 to Riley. Swing, chops it foul down the third base line. We'll do it again. Happy 46th birthday to Odalis Perez, 73-game winner, ex-Atlanta Brave. The 1-2. Up top misses, 2-2. Also born on this day, Paul Snyder, the Braves director of amateur scouting from 81 to 90, before serving as an assistant to the GM and director of player development. He was inducted in the Braves Hall of Fame in 05. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Riley, 8 up again. We'll be back in a flash. It's time to stretch.
All right. I can't see you. Let me hear you. A 1, a 2, a 3. Me out to the ball game. Me out to the find me something up.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Atlanta Braves trail this one 4-0. Dylan Lee comes on. Lefty-lefty matchup to start it off. Cowser, leadoff batter, number 9 hitter. Swings at the first pitch, knocks it into the camera well at the first base side. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Comes set. Lets her rip. Swing and a miss over the top. Slider. 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Braves came in tonight 4.5 games in front of the last wild card spot. The 0-2. Swing and chops it over to first. Olson's got it, steps on the bag. 1 away. Remember the first 3-4 weeks, they had the best record in baseball. We've lost 15 of our last 24. If this holds up, 16 of our last 25. Westberg's 0 for 3. First pitch to Jordan Westberg is a slider down and in. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Lee comes set, kicks and fires. Swing, fouls it back. 1-1. Braves 0, Baltimore 4. Bottom of the 7th inning. Dylan Lee trying to keep it right where it's at. The 1-1 pitch. Slider down and away. 2-1. Olson, Ozuna, and Duvall will be due up in the 8th inning for Atlanta. The 2-1. Swing and hammers that foul down the third base line, 2-2. So a 2-2 count. Lee comes set, lets her go. Changeup misses well outside wide, full count. Pittsburgh and St. Louis scoreless in the 5th. Mikolas versus Paul Skeens tonight. New York 2-0 over Kansas City, bottom of the 2nd. The payoff pitch from Lee. Right there at the knees. Caught, looking, strike 3. Two down. Lee will now face Adley Rutschman. Rutschman stands in 0 for 3, batting .302 on the year and .825 OPS. First pitch on the way is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. On this date, 1938, the first of 2 consecutive no-hitters by Johnny Vandermeer keeps the Boston Bees hitless, who are now the Braves, in Cincinnati, 3-0 victory at Crosley Field. Pitch on the way from Lee is in the dirt, 1-1. The Red Southpaw continues his mojo 4 days later by beating the Dodgers 6-0 without giving up a hit in the first night game in Brooklyn history. The 1-1. Swing and fouls it down the line, out of play, 1-2. On this date in 1990, Texas Ranger Nolan Ryan no-hits the A's 5-0, becoming the oldest player to throw a no-hitter, extending his major league record to 6. The Ryan Express becomes the first player to throw one in 3 separate decades, accomplishing the feat for 3 franchises. The pitch on the way from Lee, 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3, and that'll end the inning. So 3 up, 3 down. Olson leads us off when we come back here on Braves Country Baseball.
Hey, you want a beer?
It's a little early for that, ain't it?
Too early for a beer?
No, for stupid questions. Of course I want a beer.
We got a tie. We need to fix it. We need a tiebreaker.
I agree. Ties are not acceptable in fantasy football. Fantasy football is about proving that you are better than your friends, not equally as good as your friends, okay? It's not communism. We're not coveting Billy Joel cassette tapes and wearing ill-fitting blue jeans.
Good call on going to YEG Exotic, brah. This place slaps.
Dad, don't embarrass me.
How's it going, sir?
Good, how about you, man?
Good. I'm wondering if you could help us. My daughter is low-key looking for some bussin' soda pop. No cap.
Dad!
This morning, I had a craving for Chipotle, so that's where I went for lunch. And the young man working the counter, he was so polite. Perhaps a little too polite, because he called me ma'am. He called me ma'am not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 4 times. And if he did it one more time, I was going to reach across the counter, put his bling on a stick, and I was going to bubble wrap his heart and FedEx it to his mama. But of course, I did not do that, because I am a lady, and that would violate my parole.
It is a haunted game in which every player is measured against the ghosts of all who have gone before. Most of all, it is about time and timelessness, speed and grace, failure and loss, imperishable hope and coming home.
Thank you for listening, liking, and subscribing to Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back. First pitch on the way to Matt Olson. The new pitcher, Perez, the left-hander, fires the pitch well out of the zone for a ball. It's 1-0. Lefty-lefty matchup. The 1-0. 96 right down the pipe, 1-1. Sanel Perez, 28-year-old left-hander. The 1-1. Down below the knees, 2-1. Started with the Houston Astros in 2018. Went to Cincinnati in 2021 and came to Baltimore in 2022. The 2-1 swung on, chopped over to Westberg at second. It's going to be a 4-3 putout. Easy out, one away. One down. Marcell Ozuna comes to the plate. First pitch on the way to Marcell is a slider down and away, called for a low, wide strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. 97 inside, 1-1. So a 1-1 count. The pitch to the Big Zoo. Lets a rip, swing, and that ball's laced into right field. That's going to get down for a base hit. 1 on, 1 out. Could this be the start of something? Good piece of hitting there by Big Zoo. Took a fastball in the outer part of the plate and just slaps it against the shift. An inside-out swing that gets past Westberg at second. 1 on, 1 out, and Adam Duvall comes to the plate. One swing could cut the lead in half. First pitch to Duvall is a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Outer edge for a strike. Up top, it's 0-1. The 0-1. Lefty-righty, pitch on the way. 97, right down the pipe. 0-2. Braves nothing, Baltimore 4, top of the 8th inning. Standing on deck is Kelnick, the 0-2 pitch. Inside, just misses, 1-2. Duvall's lucky he didn't call that wide inside strike. He's called it a few times tonight. So a 1-2 count. They set up inside again. The pitch, swing, and that ball's chopped, hit off the foot, and a lucky bounce for Perez over to the third baseman. Urias is going to be a 1-5-4 putout. Duvall goes to first. That ball hit him on the foot, and if it bounces just about anywhere else on the planet, we're going to have runners on first and second, 1 out. But it went right into the glove of the third baseman, hard hopper. Man, you talk about when you don't have, if we didn't have bad luck, we wouldn't have any at all right now. They're checking on him right now, checking on his right calf. On this date, 1995, Los Angeles Angels closer Lee Smith sets a major league record by nailing down his 16th consecutive save in 16 appearances in the Angels' 5-4 victory over the Baltimore Orioles in Camden Yards. Doug Jones had previously set the mark in 1988, recording 15 saves and 15 appearances with the Indians. That was on this date in 1995. They're letting Perez have a couple of warm-up pitches, see if he's okay. He appears to be all right. Tate is warming up in the bullpen, the right-hander. So it looks like he's okay, and he'll go back to work. He'll stay in to face the left-handed Kelnick. That was your turn back time for June 11th in Major League Baseball. Travis d'Arnaud is going to pinch hit for Kelnick. Thought they may do that. They were waiting to see if he was going to stay in the game before they announced it. First pitch on the way to d'Arnaud is a one hopper to third, 5-3 putout. That'll end the inning. So one pitch, and d'Arnaud's night's over. We'll be back in a flash. Braves trail 4-0.
But how old are you?
Well, I know you were looking for someone early to mid-20s. I'm slightly older.
Right. How old?
I just turned 29.
Recently?
Last year.
So you're 29?
Last year.
And how old are you, like, right now?
1 more year older.
So 30?
Yeah. 32.
This portion of the show is being brought to you by Whatever We Have in Stock Are Us, your one-stop place to shop for whatever we happen to have lying around at the time.
You're playing with my mind.
I'm trying to play with your body.
I knew it. You're trying to seduce me.
Well, of course I'm trying to seduce you, for God's sake. I'm doing a damn poor job of it. Aren't I pretty?
God, I think you're real cute.
Cute? Baby ducks are cute. I hate cute.
What to do when your child hits.
I'm pretty sure I already know what to do, but let's see if we're on the same page.
If you don't know me already, I help people parent better.
Help people parent better? I don't like the way you worded that.
All right, 3 reasons why kids hit.
I'm pretty sure there's only one reason why kids hit.
And the 3-step process to get them to stop.
I'm pretty sure my 1-step procedure will suffice.
Reason number 1 why kids hit. Their physical development outpaces their verbal and intellectual development, so this is how they communicate.
Or they just bad.
Reason number 2 why kids hit. Because it's effective at getting our attention,
aka they bad.
Number 3, older kids hit because it has been modeled to them. So how do we get them to stop?
You give them an old school ass whooping, that's how.
We are going to redirect their hands to do something more appropriate.
I'll be too busy directing my own hands.
Armchair.
I see great things in baseball. It's our game, the American game. It will take our people out of doors, fill them with oxygen, give them a larger physical stoicism, tend to relieve us from being a nervous, dyspeptic set, repair these losses, and be a blessing to us. Walt Whitman.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Bottom of the 8th inning we go. Ray Kerr is going to come to the mound. The left-hander steps in. First pitch on the way. Curveball right there at the knees to Mountcastle. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. Curveball on the outer edge. 0-2. J.P. Martinez is going to come in, defensive replacement. For Kelnick after he was pinch hit for. The 0-2. Swung on, swatted. Into left field. Going back. On the track. Making the catch is J.P. One away. Atlanta Braves are 0 for 9 with runners in scoring position tonight. One down. First pitch on the way from Kerr to the right-handed batter Santander as a four-seam fastball outside wide. It's 1-0. The 1-0 right there. Curveball 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Curveball misses outside wide 2-1. Once again, I'm going to go back to the fact that it really is mind-boggling that they moved Ozuna down in the order. The 2-1, 95 up top, 2-2. Not saying that's going to fix everything, but you got to have him second. I mean, I'm batting him leadoff, but you got to have him at least have him second. The 2-2 misses. Ball 3-2. I don't know where that missed. It was right there in the corner on the outer edge. And looking at the stat track on the screen, it showed it again. The 3-2 pitch, curveball, swing and a miss. Strike 3. 2 down. And if you look at that, let's say you went with that idea, Ozuna would have been the one at the plate when Harris was standing on third today to start the game. But just more than anything else, you would have to face him at least one more time through the order. First pitch on the way to Hayes is a curveball out on the outer edge. Misses. It's 1-0. Hayes 3 for 3 on the night. The other thing is Ozuna, as the 1-0 misses outside wide 2-0. He is a patient hitter. And he watches pitches. He sees pitches. So everyone behind him in the lineup sees the pitcher. The 2-0 pitch swung on, lifted into center field. That's going to go. Making the catch on the run is Michael the Hawk Harris. 75% of the world is covered by water. The rest is covered by the Hawk. We'll be back in a flash.
The Almighty says this must be a fashionable fight. It's drawn the finest people.
People say that, oh, you want to be different so bad, you want to be different so bad. No. I would much rather fit in and be liked. But there's something wrong with me psychologically.
Nice to meet you, Meg.
Wow, you've got a great voice. Would you record my outgoing voicemail message?
I'd be happy to.
And could you make it sound like one of your truck commercials?
If you're looking for something rugged, something durable, something with an endless supply of gas and a tailgate made for dumping, then you must be looking for Meg. Meg might not be much to look at, but with 2 different shape airbags, Meg is one ride you won't mind taking out to the middle of nowhere and giving it your all. She's road ready and road hard. Kindly leave your go-by and Roman numerals at the sound of the chow bell.
Let's keep the Dodgers in Brooklyn. Our house is not a home without some...
One summer day in 1839 at Cooperstown, New York, on the shores of Lake Otsego, the local academy was playing a game of town ball against Green's Select School. The rules of town ball were so loose that every hit was fair, and boys sometimes ran headlong into one another. That day, an academy player named Abner Doubleday sat down and on the spot drew up the rules for a brand new game and called it baseball. Abner Doubleday would eventually become a hero at the Battle of Gettysburg, and his game would become the national pastime, or so the legend has it. Abner Doubleday really was a distinguished soldier, but he was at West Point, not Cooperstown, that summer. Never claimed to have had anything to do with baseball, may never have even seen a professional game.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Tomorrow, it's Schwellenbach versus Cade Povich, 2 guys that were drafted in the 2021 draft. We'll have a chance to let Cade Povich look like a Cy Young candidate tomorrow. 6:35 first pitch. So we head to the top of the 9th inning. Tate comes in out of the bullpen. The right-hander throws a sinker right there at the knees to Murphy. It's 0-1. Murphy batting 135 and a 443 OPS. The 0-1 swung on, bang foul back behind home plate. 0-2. 135. Arcia is on deck. Harris in the hole. The 0-2 pitch. Outside wide, trying to chase that sweeper. 1-2. Tate comes in with a 2.66 ERA. Dylan Tate, 30-year-old, out of Harbor City, California. The 1-2. Swing and lace that foul down the third base line into the crowd. He was drafted by the Texas Rangers, the number 4 overall pick in the 2015 draft. The 1-2. Swung on, chopped foul down the third baseline. We'll do it again. Played his college ball at UC Santa Barbara. Made his break into the big leagues in 2019 with Baltimore. The 1-2. The wiry right-hander. The pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Sinker over the top, 1 away. One down. One down. Orlando Arcia stands in. The first pitch, 96 right down the pipe. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Righty, pitch on the way, down and away, sweeper misses, 1-1. 1-1 count. The pitch. Down and away, changeup misses, ball 2, 2-1. The 2-1. Infield is back. Shifted to the left a little bit. The 2-1 pitch is swung on and chopped off home plate. Do it again at 2-2. Philly 4-1 over Boston in the 7th. The 2-2. Tate lifts his orange glove, lets her go. Sweeper misses outside wide. Ball 3, 3-2. So a 3-2 count. Payoff pitch from Tate. Outside wide, ball 4. Orlando Arcia heads on down to first. 1 on, 1 out. Braves trail by 4. Craig Kimbrell is warming up in the bullpen for the Orioles. First pitch on the way is a sinker right there at the knees on the inner cut to Michael Harris is 0 for 1. Harris 1 for 3 with the triple to lead off the game. The 0-1 in the dirt. Good backhand stab by McCann, 1-1. The 1-1. Standing on deck is Ozzie. If they can keep it going, Riley, and then Olsen. The 1-1 pitch, outside wide, ball 2, 2-1. McCann's going to go out there and talk to Tate real quick. While that's going on, we'll go ahead and hit the out-of-town scoreboard. Washington and Detroit are tied at 4 in the 9th. Miami leads the Mets 3-2 in the 6th. The 2-1 as we get back set. Pitch on the way. Swing and fouls it straight back. 2-2. In the Battle of Ohio, Cleveland leads Cincinnati 3-2. They are in the 6th inning. Pirates and Cardinals are scoreless in the 6th. The 2-2. Swing. That ball's lifted high into center field. Coming in. Racing in. Making the catch. 2 away. Ball was lifted in center field, and the center fielder who has come on for defensive replacement, Cedric Mullins, he almost misplayed that. He was drifting back, then realized the ball was not hit as far as he thought, had to race in. First pitch on the way to Ozzie is 94 right down the pipe. It's 0-1. Braves down to their last out. On deck is Riley. In the hole, Olsen. He would represent the tying run. The 0-1 to Ozzie. Chased that one well out of the zone. Change up down around the shoelaces. 0-2. New York is pounding Kansas City now 6-0. Brady Singer really getting slapped around out there. The 0-2. Tate comes set. The pitch. Outside wide, 1-2. The 1-2. The pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Ozzie Albies will be the last out of the game, and the Braves lose another tough one, 4-0. Baltimore put on a show tonight with the 3-run home run. That was really the one that did the dagger, the hanging curveball by Max Fried, but you can't put it all on Max because if you're not scoring any runs, you're not winning anyways. Braves end up with just 5 hits. 1 error, no runs across Baltimore. 4 runs, 6 hits, and an error. Braves will fall to 35-29 and 16-17 on the road. We'll be back at it tomorrow night. 6:35 first pitch. Spencer Schwellenbach versus Cade Povin. And if that's not a marquee matchup, we'll see you tomorrow night. Braves country. God bless. Drink one for me. This is a rough one.